it is Miss Gooding, and I'm here to talk about the Qin Dynasty. The Qin Dynasty was a pretty powerful dynasty. However, it only lasted from 221 until 206 BCE, so we're heading toward year one. But it was, again, very powerful, but there were some reasons that it did not last. In the 5th century BCE, the Zhou dynasty was in power. However, they lost their power because they did not have an effective government. And so at this point in time, the warring states began. And so all of the areas of China that you can see here, basically fractioned. And so for quite a while, they were at war with one another. And so you can see that the Yuan, the Zhou, the Qin, the Chu, the Han, all were not getting along. And eventually the Qin would gain power. FYI, these little kind of rough spots here along here are where the Great Wall of China was built. It was built by different dynasties, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. So over time, the Qin dynasty had the best advantage over the other dynasties during the Warring Era, and for a few different reasons. First of all, it was controlled, and it did well because it was located in two fertile regions. And so it was able to, harvesting and growing things was easier, and also transportation, especially for the economy. They also had a skilled army, and they enacted political reforms that did definitely bring a lot of stability to their time period, and I will get to that in a bit. But because of the political stability and the reforms, there were more people that moved there and became citizens of the Qin. And so, with good enactments and structure, you often have people that move to the area. So the Warring States, this is what it looked like in 453 BC. And I'm going to show you over a couple of clicks how then the Qin became more and more powerful, and they started winning more and more land and territory. So here's 350 BC, 279, 230, 223, and then here's 221, where they began their complete reign over China. So Xiao Xang became the king of the Qin in 246 BCE, and that was during the Warring States, before they had complete control over China. He was only 27 years old, but he conquered the territories very quickly, as you could see from the clicks that I just made previously. Xiao Zhang took the title of Qin Shi Huang, and that actually means first emperor. And he was a legalist. And if you remember anything about legalism, Confucianism, and Taoism, legalism is pretty extreme. The leaders that believe in legalism, they believe in the strict adherence of law and strict punishments if people do not follow those laws. And so that is what Qin Shi Huang believed in. Here is a quote about legalism, and you can pause me and read that to yourself. But think about some of the main principles of legalism. And this does, and I'll point out one of them. Punishment should not be other than severe and definite, so that people do not question why they're being punished. And so that is just one theory with legalism. And so that is what the Qin kind of ruled like. The Qin dynasty unified for a variety of reasons. They did a lot of great stuff. They standardized units of measurement, important for trade and important for industries. They adopted a consistent currency, also important for trade and the economy. Interestingly, and it's not a big deal to us in the 21st century, but they standardized the cart axles so that carts on the Silk Road could be repaired easily, and parts could be interchanged. And so that was a big deal. They also made the Chinese script consistent across China. They also worked on major construction projects. And so they worked on canals, they worked on road systems, they worked on parts of the Great Wall of China, and they also built the mausoleum to the first Qin emperor. And I will show you pictures of that in just a second. Side notes, here are some of the different dynasties that did work on the Great Wall of China. And so you can see that there were definitely different dynasties that worked on different parts of it. And often they worked on it to protect themselves from other dynasties, especially during the warring period. And then also they built parts of the Great Wall in order to protect themselves from invading countries like Mongolia. All right, so the mausoleum. So this is the Terracotta Army. And this is another achievement of the Qin Dynasty. The Terracotta Army is made up of about 8,000 different terracotta soldiers made out of clay. They all are dressed differently. They all have different facial expressions. They all are in different poses. And they are there near the tomb of the first emperor, the Qin emperor, in order to guide him, protect him in the afterlife. And so that's a pretty cool thing that they were able to do. So the fall of the Qin happened quickly. They only lasted for 15 years, from 221 to 206. And so one of the things that we're going to do in class is we're going to take a look at some primary source documents, and we're going to figure out exactly why they did not last longer. In part, it may have been about his leadership, but it also may be some of the extenuating circumstances that the Qin had to deal with. So, hate to leave you on a cliffhanger, but that is what we're going to do in class. Thanks for listening, you guys.